everybody, this is Tracy Chen, an immigration lawyer based in Australia. Today we're going to talk about what options you have if you receive a visa refusal while you are in Australia. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share this video with people who need it. For those of you who want to get in contact with us, our contact details are below. You can book a consultation with myself or one of our fantastic lawyers or agents. So visa refusals do happen. Sometimes it's at the fault of the applicant. Sometimes it's not at the fault of the applicant. The case officer may have made a mistake. But there are options for you if your visa does get refused in Australia. So let's go through them one by one. First of all, if you're applying for a visa while you are in Australia, you probably already hold a visa. Now, you may have applied for that visa well before your current visa expires, or you apply for that visa right before your visa expires. So what happens when you apply for a new visa in Australia, you automatically are granted a bridging visa A. That bridging visa, if you have a look at it, becomes active after your current visa expires. Now, let's just say you're on a student visa and you're applying for another student visa, and you apply for 3 months before your current student visa expires. That gives you quite a bit of lead time, which is good. However, some people will have a student visa, then apply for the new student visa 2 days before your current visa expires. So you're definitely going to spend some time on a bridging visa A. Now, if you receive a visa refusal while you still hold a substantive visa, so if you're option A, you held a student visa and your current student visa is expiring in 3 months' time, you lodged the new student visa, you still have 3 months until that student visa expires. Now, student visas are processed pretty quickly. So let's just say that student visa, there's a decision made on it 2 months after you originally made the application. You actually still have 1 month left in your student visa. Now, if that visa is a refusal, that means you still hold a substantive visa for another month, which allows you to apply for another visa when you're in Australia. You're not Section 48 barred if you still hold a substantive visa. Now, the second option, if you held a student visa and your visa is about to expire within 2 days, then you lodge the student visa and then you're going to go on a bridging visa A in 2 days. Let's just say 2 months later, your student visa, there's a decision on it and it is refused. That means you're on a bridging visa A, you've had a visa refusal. That means you will be Section 48 barred. Now, a lot of people know about this law, and the department obviously introduced this to prevent people from just continually lodging visas onshore. So what do you do in that situation? When you're Section 48 barred, you can't apply for another visa besides a partner visa, a protection visa, a medical treatment visa, or if you're invited for a 190, a 491, or you lodge a 494 visa. I've got plenty of videos in relation to those visas, so have a look at them. I'll drop the links below also. But you may also know once you get that visa refusal, you have limited time. So it just depends whether you have enough time to lodge all those visas. You may not have enough time because you have 21 days to appeal, and then you usually have about 35 days left on your bridging visa before you have to depart. So you've got to make a decision pretty quickly. So most people, what they do is they lodge an appeal to the AAT, we call it. And they've spoken how they've disbanded and there's going to be a new name, but I looked the other day, there's no new name at the moment. That's still pending. But basically, you still apply for an appeal with them. Now, the good thing is that the members who will review your case at the AAT are completely independent of the immigration department and the case officers. So if your case is genuine, or if there's a genuine mistake made by the case officer in your application, then you do have pretty good prospects at the AAT. So that's just something for you to think of. The third option is, say for example, it's a student visa. Now let's just say you've appealed the decision and you still have good chances. Sometimes at the AAT, it takes years for your case to be heard. During that time, if you go to a good lawyer or a good agent, they can figure out another pathway for you, especially if you're looking to stay here more permanently. So during that 2 to 3 years, there's other options for you, but you have to work this out strategically. So for example, if you lodge a student visa, it gets refused, and you lodge your AAT, it could sit at the AAT for, 2 years. During that time, you're still living your day as normal, you're working, you're gaining work experience. You may be eligible, say for example, a temporary skills shortage 482 visa. What you could do in that situation is prepare everything. Your employer lodges the standard business sponsorship, employer lodges a nomination. Once that's approved, you can apply for a bridging visa B, go offshore, lodge the 482, then come back, and then wait for the 482 visa to be granted. Now, there's other things to be considered there, such as the genuine temporary entrant requirement for 482, but it's all things that you can consider when you're planning your migration strategy. So there's just some tips for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and share this with people who need it. I'll see you guys in the next video.